But excellent, you redeemed yourself out of all this latent
Yeah,
fraudulent
true.
behavior.
Deciding, I can't play Acilio, I can't play Acilio.
Do you want to talk about your experience or anything like that?
Uh,
Thoughts on Australia?
Thoughts on Acilio? Yeah, I mean, I think the deck is good. Uh, we will see this game, but I think there is a hard cap on how represented slash dominant Acilio can be at any given event, just because there is such an easy answer to him, and it only takes a couple of sideboard slots, right? One or two.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
I think of the dark horses available for this event, you're looking at Acilio, you're looking at Marionette, Prism, and I think of these, I think Acilio is the best position personally.
Yeah,
I
I do
think
agree
that
with that.
we've come a long way in the Syndra matchup, and you play it for the Gravy matchup, and Verdance is still, Verdance has gotten worse, but it's still fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's well positioned in that respect. Also, I mean, the number of games, I kind of underestimate how important this is. The number of games that Acilio just completely hands to you for free. You start the tournament 4-0. It's so lovely. You
Yeah,
only have
that's
to play
pretty
like
much.
like 7 real games.
Yeah, and sometimes it like in a full calling, it fumbles maybe once or twice, but you're like positive EV,
Yeah, exactly.
like the way
Yeah,
the deck
so
plays. So yeah.
yeah, I've absolutely no idea how Holic managed to go XO in Swiss. That's
Mm,
ridiculous.
mm.
I had a lot of games where I didn't see Gons and Blasts, and kind of like had to awkwardly make it work. But people underestimate how much the deck can actually just make it work.
100%. I've been saying that all the
And
time.
yeah, I think I had one true brick, uh, day one against the Dory, where like they sent like 20 damage and they had 4 counters, and my turn was like shock pass. But other than that,
Yeah, it's like
it doesn't happen that often.
it like Matthew Wren said, because we had the discussion about Australia.
Yeah.
It's like he said Australia is most consistent deck in the game, besides some blocking, because you just see such a
Yeah,
volume of
exactly,
cards.
exactly.
So,
It's yes,
because like
yes,
this boils down, it's the same thing that I've been saying for the longest, that your only true loss is when your opponent rolls hot on damage, right? That's the only thing you care about. It's like,
yeah,
because that makes the
that's
clock
true.
so much like
Yes,
smaller. So and you
yes,
can't like decide to.
yeah,
You can't just be
yeah.
like, oh, let me block 12 until I find God in the
Mhm.
Flash. That's not an option. So
Exactly. Yeah, don't get me wrong. The deck has inherently higher variance in the sense that like you're playing Doranthia or something. You can just like every hand blocks 12 until you find like the Steel Blade Supremacy or something, right? You can't
exactly.
do that. But when you compare Acilio to something like a Dash.io or a Vinset or some of these other like quite aggressively slanted like setup decks,
Yeah.
being able to see 6 cards a turn cycle is completely nuts. I mean, obviously Dio sees a lot of them, but she can't necessarily see them on defense, right?
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I think the variance of the deck is massively mitigated by this to the extent that if you look, even this is reflected in our deck building, right? If you look at the ratios of instant cards, I don't know off the top of my head exactly how many instants I have, but I mean I have way more instants than attacks, right? Which just like sounds
You,
ridiculous,
I
but
I think you, because you were running 3 press. The
yeah,
57 you had was 33 or 34 instants, I think. Because that's just, it
yes,
was, I think it was like just one more instant.
yeah,
The core is kind of the same for everyone now. You ran one more press and
yes,
they were main deck. So there's like the
yes.
difference.
I have one extra press, and I think I have one fewer ether,
Yeah, you
which
have one ether. So that's like,
yeah,
yeah, true. I forgot that. So it's evened out then, pretty much.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, being able to get away with 35, 36 instants is only possible because you see 6 cards a turn.
Yeah, exactly. Most matchups, it's like you run 32 to 34, and then it's when it's like Syndra or something, it's a bit more than that. But along those lines, something like this, yeah.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean the triple press was good actually. I did really like it. I like it in the Syndra because it enables 2 card blast hands if you're blocking,
Yeah,
which
sure.
is quite nice.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and like
yeah,
the the better you play, the more damage you can ship during the
mhm,
off turns, the less you need to rely on combo too. So it's like pretty good.
exactly. I mean, I think the Syndra matchup is now good enough that we're in the failure state of not seeing Gone in a Flash. I do think if you see Gone in a Flash with a half decent hand, you're winning. So
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, this happened in my Sidra game. Maybe there was a chance like I should have just taken on like a single blast hand
Did
and tried to
you?
combo with it. I lost to Syndra the last round of day one.
Mhm.
I got them to like 5, but I didn't see Gone and Flash that game.
Okay,
If
okay.
I see Gone and Flash, the game's completely over. So I do think having ways to play through no Gone and Flash is what we should be looking at in the Syndra matchup right now. Because seeing Gone and Flash is it's not GG's on the spot, but usually you can get a big enough combo to make it something happen.
Yeah, I agree. And like, did you play cap on going first and going second on the Syndra, or did you do the flop thing on first?
I So even before I was playing Cap, I was going second, which sounds insane. The reason why is because my logic about this is if it's such a tempo oriented matchup that if you can
Yeah.
like take 6 damage and play out 2 sigils, that's kind of worth it.
Yeah, I know.
Just because of the
Because you
tempo.
have been even bigger second advocate and longer than I
Yes,
have been, basically.
exactly.
So,
And
because we
yeah,
first, I was on second, then I went back to first, and then we tested, and then it was second. So yeah,
it's for sure. Yeah, and now it's for sure second with Cap.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still go with Cap first because you can play a slightly longer game, and it gives you the chance to. So, you usually with 2 equipment block have the ability to block out 1 mask trigger, and Cap gives you the ability to block out a second mask trigger, which is nice. So I still play it going first, but yeah, I would much prefer second.
Yeah.
I think also, I do think the difference between first and second will get smaller over time. Something Syndra is used to doing when they go first is they will dagger you a bunch and kind of poke to try and either bait out blocking cards from you or just leak a couple points. That's a really bad pattern into Cap of quick thinking. What you want to do into Cap is like send your 3s and 4s because if they have all instants in hand, they can only block 1 of that damage, right?
Yeah.
And you're not giving them time to find blocking cards. So I think once Syndra's learn the matchup better, the difference between first and second will become smaller. But right now, I'm 100% on second.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But like, it still won't mitigate the real power of cap, because I think the best part about the cap is
Yeah,
that you just see
is you
hand
see,
ordering.
yes, you see so many cards. Yeah, it's incredible.
Like,
I think Syndra going. I think Syndra going first should pass. By the way, this sounds completely crazy, but I think unless your hand is like very very nicely set up, if it's just like swing dagger a bunch of times and like send a couple 3s, I think you pass priority.
yeah, I think I can agree on that, because like you can also break hard on first hand. So
Yeah.
and since it takes the 5 card hand, you want to play it. But then if they start doing that, we play the CNC card. Well,
Yeah. No. Okay. CNC is it's very interesting. I ended up not liking it, but
I know many people don't
is
like it. I'm one of the people
yeah
who likes it, but
yeah
like most players who do well don't like it, which is reasonable, because it's like if Ranger or something like this, where the card is like actually nuts, is
yeah
relevant, then you can play it. But like you just hyper tune the presented matchup more
yeah
with your sideboard rather than play
it's
CNC. Because like
yes
if I play CNC, it's technically like better EV for the whole field for Australia, but then you like do less percentage on the matchups that actually matter. So
yeah. I think if I could play as many cards as I wanted to, I would have CNC in for Marionette. I think. The surprisingly awkward thing about CNC for me, which I realized when I was like trying to make the Azalea matchup not terrible and completely failing at this, is Acilio is a strange deck in that almost always the vestigial cards in your hand that you don't need are not your resource cards, they're your red cards.
yeah,
Almost every other deck they are playing slightly more blues than they need, and then like if they have an extra blue they can just block with it or pitch it or whatever, right? But with Cilio, usually your clunkers are not the hands that have spare resources, they're the hands that have like a bunch of red do nothings. So CNC often requires you to pitch a sigil that you would really really want to have on the board. But I mean, the card is good. I don't really like it into Syndra, but I would probably play it into the Assassins, and obviously it's good into Ranger,
I
right?
don't like Syndra much like that. I don't play that card in Syndra because basically their best plan is just not Arsenal. They
Yes,
send 4
exactly.
cards. And
Arsenal.
like,
Yeah, exactly. this is also true.
But excellent, you redeemed yourself out of all this latent
Yeah,
fraudulent
true.
behavior.
Deciding, I can't play Acilio, I can't play Acilio. My biggest regret ever in terms of deck choice is not bringing Acilio to UK Nats because
Wasn't it your deck
top
that
eight
you
is-
were loaning?
Well, it wasn't literally my deck, but it was my list, yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, Jack's an incredible player, but he has like almost no reps on the deck.
Yeah,
And top
bro
eight is-
was playing like fucking eyes closed, top 8ing the entire event in
was-
Australia, yeah.
It was incredible. I mean, he's just an insane player. That's definitely
sure.
part of it. But
For
oh my god,
sure.
that deck was such a pick for this event. And yeah, I decided to play Prism and got stuck in the trenches, which I didn't do this time. But I was also wavering between Acilio and Prism for this event. So.
Yeah, Australia has been the pick for the longest, I tell you what.
I think Copenhagen was also an excellent time to be playing it.
Yeah, for sure.
But even at that point, though, people were starting to play Bells, I think.
There was fair bit
so
of
it's a
bells
very-
in Copenhagen.
Yeah. So it's a very... Yeah, Copenhagen is probably the beginning of the end, like, of that period of Acilio being good. But...
But there was like the thing
It's-
with bells, because I always say that they're not that big of a deal. But if you run an event that is many games, right, like calling, and like
Yeah.
everyone is on bells, you are not making top 8
Yes.
ever. Like that's the
yes,
issue.
exactly.
But
You'll get juiced by it somewhere.
you can still be favored in matchups where they run Bell still. It's not like they run like Kano Killer Oasis or whatever. But you will not top 8 if you just constantly run into Bellers.
Yeah, I think into Gravy. No, so we're talking about like playing one bell in the deck, not resolving the bell necessarily. So you are including the chance they just don't see the bell, which is usually quite high.
Yeah.
Most I mean, Gravy is actually unique in this. Most decks that play bell are slow and don't draw cards very much.
Yeah,
So
they don't
will
see that,
just-
and also
yeah.
like they don't still even if they have the bell, they don't necessarily have the damage and the clock to kill, where you can just do your thing still through the bell.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but like Gravy sees so many cardboards, and they develop the board state that you just kind of it's rough there, because Gravy is one of the best decks to play the bell. So
Exactly, and also, I do think Gravy is one of the few matchups where even though they resolve the bell, you it's not like you have to like high roll to win. Like you have a realistic chance.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, if you're respecting Kano, often this means that you need several sideboard slots, because you need your hate card if you're a defensive deck, and then you also need however much AB you are going to not play anyway.
Yeah.
Whereas with Acilio, it's just 1 or 2 slots.
yeah, it's just bell basically. But
Exactly.
there's
Which,
still like consideration for AB for if you think like outside of Gravy. If we think like Kasai, if Kasai plays Bell and they're an AB 0, like who cares?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know what's actually very, very good against Acilio that I only realized recently is Arcanite Fortress. No, obviously no one plays it, but
It is
if you're
very
playing
good.
Skullcap with Fortress, it's a block 4.
Yeah, you
That's-
just get
and stop
everything
a
out of
surge, actually. Anyway, let's watch this game, and we can watch me be absolutely
Going
annihilated.
Sure
second
enough.
as Gravy Bones, Kiran Lee on the right will be going first on Acilio. Let's look at who Paul played against throughout this
Nobody
tournament.
cares.
Oh, Paul, the protagonist of this event.
Yeah, he won a
Congratulations
couple
to
of
him. He played like a
guys.
monster.
Okay.
But
So
okay,
you wanna say something about this?
sure. So the first thing to say is I decided to cut shelters for this event and play poppers.
Based.
And I should not be trusted with any sideboarding decision for the rest of my life. I played. What was it? I mean, I'm actually not sure if you're meant to play DVS into Kasai. I chose not to anyway. But I played 3 Dorinthias and also a Marionette. And I played 0 Prisms. So, yeah, those 6 poppers stayed in the sideboard the entire event.
Yeah. But I feel like there's like cap also on D-Reacts that you can run because you cut your offense then too, and Sync just has
You
like,
do.
the
I think-
extra ability to
Yeah.
take.
Sync is, I think, unless the only matchup you're running DRX for is Marionette, Sync is better than Jelta. And
Yeah, I agree.
and I think 5 is. I don't want to go above 5 in my D-Reacts unless it's something that you can cycle like a snag. I don't want to go above 5 in my defensive cards.
Yeah.
I think it puts too much stress on the combos, especially when you're blind drawing a lot of the time. So yeah, I would never play more than that really. but my entire sideboarding decision, literally the entire event, the only sideboarding I did was putting in sinks or putting in fries. That was all.
Yeah, because you were
everything else
7,
just stayed. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fair enough. That's kind of clean. Because here sideboard was very clean. It was like 3, and then 2 rewind, 2 bell, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And the rewind is obviously for Kano. I don't play into anything else. I think, well, into Gravy it's bad, and into Brute.
Yeah.
But other decks like Blaze, for instance, that can use the extra resources that you have to pitch on their turn, it's fine. But because we can't really do anything, we're not real wizards. We don't actually play, damage on opponent's turn mostly. So this rewind like 1 cost is just devastating. It means that it's basically not worth it against anything except Kano.
Yeah, I agree. So you beat KO. You lost to Dory. I remember.
Yeah, so the Dory game was the game where I just had like a hand that was entirely instance.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think I recognized that name somewhere, but yeah, then beat Gravy, then beat Kasai, beat Gravy, Evan Tango on Gravy.
I did beat Evan Tango and Gravy. This is the game.
Yeah.
This is when I talk about Acilio going into an event being like 4-0, this is what I mean. My turn 0 against him, I got to go first, was play CLV, play Brilliance, pitch to the CLV, like keep it around with the flow counter, and then my next turn, I see an extra Brilliance, and I see 4 Blast Oblivions in a spell, from like my hand plus the like extra like draws, and so I put him he full blocks his hand, and I put him to like 7 on my first turn, like first real turn, and I mean, what can you do? It's just how the deck is. The game. I mean, he was extremely tilted. Fair enough. I was kind of commiserating after the game. It's just it's a complete non-game.
Yeah, it's so fair. This is like part of the reason
what do you do?
This is part of the reason why I've been lately off Australia a bit, because I just don't like those games, even if they are free wins for me. I just don't like them at all.
Exactly. It's not a friendly armory deck, in my opinion. Yeah. But
and then you won Bigagli on Kasai, and then this was the last round of the day 1 when you lost to Syndra, the game you mentioned. Yeah. We got Dory.
Yeah, exactly.
The clutch day 2, 5-0.
That was my first. So the second story game day 2, this round 9. Again, I just like killed them turn 3. The first story game was very clutch actually, and I mean I basically think I would not have won that game if I wasn't a Dory player myself and knew exactly what he could do. And I just kind of played some outs, and once you know what Dory does, it's a completely different game. And once you know what all of the cards specifically say,
100%.
And so I mean, I had to play around stuff well, and
but that's good. Winning games.
He got me to. He got me to like I think 2, but exactly. And then round 10, Anton's a teammate and a friend, so this is really sad. It was actually Anton's. So Anton went X and 3 at this event, I believe. And 2 of those losses were to other sigils, which is just incredible. There are only 4 of us at the tournament.
Oh, that's
so he played on stream against Jason, right? But then also played against me. And this is the game against Anton. I think the Marionette matchup, despite what Holic was doing, and just like destroying all of them, I think the Marionette matchup is slightly unfavored, especially for me because I don't have shelters in. I was worried about it.
I don't think Holic was on Mario either. I think it's slightly favored, but it's not definitely like if you run 10 games, it's not 9-0.
Yeah, it's very very close. And
it just also like depends because Mario's can make the matchup really hard if they want to. It's not the ABs. It's AB 0, and then it's just your main deck, how much disruption it is, because inherently the deck has just a lot of damage anyways. But they just need the dagger damage to beat like Verdances and Gravies and these other things.
Actually, I will say I don't mind AB1, not for pitch, but just as a spell void piece, I think is interesting.
It's interesting, but I was like definitely gating on the Clemens Holic game there, but I can also see like the turn zero like a little bit of a leeway if you go second.
Turn 0 is nice. You pitch your hand, you filter it, but also I think there's 2 very very nasty things about AB0. One is you open yourself up to 2-card surges, like Fry, Mind Warp, or Fry Etchings.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not playing Fry into Marionette, but like even just like, any attack with an embodiment.
Yeah, but bindings, it just stays in the play.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing, so.
Oh no, you do it over boots, I think. But sorry, bindings is what? I'm confused.
No, I mean, like, because you said, like, the 2-card surge plays, but, like, you also, like, the same thing with bindings, even if you don't play.
Yeah, exactly. Two cards, bindings as well. And also, you can do the CLV, like, sigil pinging thing to get so much value from that.
Yeah.
I had a game... This was the first Kasai game I played, the one where I did not see Gone on Blast the whole game. And I think I got 4 draws off of like 1 CLV just from pinging them constantly.
The AB0 is very easy to abuse, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure if it's AB0 or AB1, because, I mean, obviously, Black Text / Snapdragons is a very good piece as well. But yeah, I mean, they should be on low AB, certainly.
Yeah.
And
I think they should be on starting point. That's like low-key the best one. Dude, I fucking hate getting down by CNC, Codex CNC. Like,
yes,
that's so cringe.
Yes. And the funniest thing is we can do this as well with Somersault, and even then I'm like,
that's why there's like
on CNC, but
that's like there's like so many things I like in CNC, because EOL, somersaults. We have a lot of pitch inherently that we don't sometimes use.
CNC reminds me a lot of Sigil of Ether in the sense that they're both cards which I think are inherently quite clunky / understated. Sigil of Ether not being a lightning card, but they do very silly things when you get the right spots with them. And those things look like super funny. So I mean, the reason I'm on 1 Sigil of Ether at all actually is purely just for sigil density. Like I think the card is on baseline not good enough to include in the main deck, but you need some amount. And yeah, I think most people are on 2. 2 is interesting. I think
there's like things
having
on
the extra density is nice.
Yeah, it's a sigil density more, and then also like Sigil of Aether, because like your play is like the play floor is so low because it's a sigil.
Yes.
Because you do need to like very fast mess up like Syndra. You want as many sigils as you want to, so that you can just chip any combo inherently.
Yeah,
but I think also the thing I realized with Aether is that it also like fills your quote unquote brick hands where you just don't have any drivers, where you then have like sigil and sigils, and then there's binding. You get like damage and value anyways with that way.
This is true. It also, I was higher on it before Consign came out because it was a spell replacement that you could use with Blast as well.
Yeah.
But now we have a lot more shocks, which is nice. Still, I mean, maybe it should be 2. I think you can do a lot of silly things with the card. I still think the card is the fact that it's not a lightning card means you lose a lot of value over the game, particularly because that not being a lightning card often converts into surge effects as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, it's certainly not bad. Like I think you have to run at least 1, just for density.
It's also like mathematically, it's kind of 0 for 3, in a lot of cases. But But then there is also like if we get like better sigils, then it's the first one to get replaced for sure. Like
for sure. I mean, If you took my list and cut one press or something and played 1 Ether, can't really argue with it. It's fine, I think.
Yeah.
But I was not having density problems with like finding sigils in most of these games. So
that's fair. Like anyway, 10 is a lot because if you run the calculator, I think it's like something along the lines of 90% of seeing it like turn 2, turn 3, which is a good place to see that.
Yeah. And
like the extra sigil is maybe like 2-3% more. I don't remember the exact math, but we have something of that ballpark here.
Yeah. And then Michael might be on stream, and then my last round against Dash. This was the most. I think this is the hardest I've been high rolled, possibly in the history of Flesh and Blood, and still won the game.
I still won the game.
I still won the game. Yes. So to be fair, his turn 0 is quite bad. I think he like played a backup for galvanized value like on his next blocking turn and didn't really do much else. But so my turn 1 is quite good. I send I think like 10 damage through block with adaptive plating, so like 13 value, and I have an arsenal. And his next turn is red T-bone into triple spark of genius. He gets boom grenade, cerebellum, null time zone. Draws off the cerebellum, pops his boots to get the action point back, and then he goes boost, finds a yellow boom grenade off the top. So I've taken 3 boost attacks plus 2 boom grenades, and then he max V's me. I'm at 7. This is his first turn, and there's a non-time zone out.
How did you win then? You had like 6
so
blast
he's-
combo?
Yeah, so no, I didn't find blast this game. So he's at like 29, and I'm at like 7. My next turn is, I think it is a blast turn. It does like decent damage, gets him to like 22, but very importantly, it mind warps him, and the hand he draws with the mind warp is not very good. So his turn is zipper hit pitching. I go to like 2 or like 3. I think I go to 3. And then he decides, rather than gunshotting me to put me to 1, because he knows it won't really do anything, he tries to find an item off the top with by drawing with Cerebellum to reset his action point, and just like throw another attack at me. Doesn't end up finding it, so I'm at like 3. He arsenals his card, and I have, I think, 2. Like, I have like a Sigil of Brilliance popping. I have a Gun of Flash in hand, but I can't play it because no time zone still on the field. So my like quote unquote combo turn. I don't even pop Greaves to this. I do pop Bindings. I think is like Fry Somersault, Fry Current Funnel, like Fry spell, and it gets him to 4 because he decides to no block with everything but equipment, and then I draw double shock on my next hand, and I somehow managed to get there.
Oh, that's so sick.
So yeah, it was crazy. But all right, let's watch me be completely eviscerated on stream.
Saw him
Okay,
win.
where is this again now?
Seed has
I pressed accidentally 0 on my keyboard.
first card drawn for Paul.
But yeah, I see AB0. I think
And you decided to go first, yeah.
I'm sorry.
yes, I decided to go first. So I think AB0 versus AB1 versus AB2 on Gravy is interesting. I'm pretty sure you're meant to be on Dead Threads Hook. I mean, you're definitely Dead Threads and Hook, and I think you're meant to be on Bodge as well.
Yeah.
Flexes, I think there is an argument for Flexes, Null Rune Boots, and Mage Masters. Just because Mage Masters lets you fix bad hands and like put Ursula on a clock more effectively. Of the 3, I think I like what Michael Fung was doing with the AB1 because you can do it for free off the Dead Threads. I think it's
Yeah.
quite a nice line.
I think that is the best. Personally, I also agree with that because yeah, there's like a lot of lines where you get like free AB1 with death threats. So
Exactly,
and it ends up
exactly.
being a lot of life. But then also like flexors is also a lot of life during combo turn.
Yeah, yeah, it is theoretically. My top 8 game
Cards.
was against Gravy as well, and I distinctly. I mean, it was a crazy nail biter of a game. I distinctly remember 2 things. Which the first one is he had triple chum out turn 3, which made things hard.
Yeah.
And the second one is when he popped his flexes, he had like 4 allies out, and I just cleared all of his allies, and he got 2 value off of his flexes.
Oh yeah, it's lost 1 value.
And
Unless you
yeah,
block an
exactly.
ally. Yeah.
yeah, and so that is like one of the dangers of flexes potentially. It depends on the game state, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's certainly something that
Also,
can
like
happen.
this is the same thing that we discussed about with Mario, AB0 versus AB1.
Yeah, exactly. I think with Marionette the choice is more interesting because Marionette, your boots are offensive, right? Whereas in Gravy's case they're defensive. So I know I think basically what every deck wants to do against the Cilio, don't play like unless you're playing like dedicated fatigue, like playing Jarl or something. Don't play like all your defensive cards. Just like try and kill them as fast as possible, even if your deck is not built for that. Like if you're Florian, like try and play a bunch of mountains and one shot them. And
Yeah.
similar.
It has been kind of funny shift because like people were on high ABs first. And then
Yes.
it's slowly being like shifting after people play
Exactly.
more Cilio in CS season and like now this sub
Yeah.
season. That's just, you know,
Yeah.
AP0 ship it.
Exactly. I think if you can get away with AB1, then you should, but a lot of decks should just play AB0.
Turns down the combo turn, which
Okay,
allows
so my opening hand is.
I hate this flipping into young.
Oh, you don't like it? I love it.
No,
I
I think-
can't
I
remember
think-
who first did it on stream. But
I think it's cool way to represent the thing
Yeah.
for sure, but like I hate the young the
you don't like the
color
young
scheme
art?
on the art.
yeah, that's true. I don't like that it's orange. I mean, I also, I think
It's like I hate Oscilla's
Wow.
design, the fucking rock, and then it's also orange yellow rock. So no,
I think the concept of this is cool. Like Acilio being a thing that is like, he's kind of like a computer chip, right, in the wall. I think that's cool.
no, I agree.
yeah, I
that
don't really
like
like
the
the color scheme.
concept of this young art is much better. I agree because it's like hyper like supercomputer.
Yeah.
White links on the wall, so it's kind of thematic.
Yes,
break.
exactly. I mean, I don't even in a vacuum dislike the color scheme. I just think it, Asili is blue. He's a blue hero. He needs to be blue. So anyway, my opening hand is Blast, Somersault, current funnel, combat storm, shock, and cycle somersault. There's an argument to keep this and just because I know he's on Bell, right? It's open deck list, so there's no need to keep this and just try and combo him as fast as possible. But you need to find God on Flash for that. Like I think Blast and Somersault on its own is like okay, but it's Yellow Blast. I think Yellow Blast and Somersault is not allowed. If it's red, maybe.
It's not that.
If I remember,
we also see AB0. We also see AB0, so I'm thinking of instant like
exactly.
Get the cycle good and then you melt here.
Yes. So okay. So now I have two choices. I can either stick the Consign in Arsenal and not Volzar, or I can stick the Blast in Arsenal and Volzar. I end up deciding that the Consign is obviously a better card in a vacuum just because you can shock allies for 0 cost. But I know he's on Bell. I want to find my combo as fast as possible. Blast is a combo piece, and Consign is a combo piece, but it's a replaceable combo piece. And Blast is not really a replaceable combo piece.
Yeah, Blast is like the main driver of the combo. So also like Blast is better in the Bell, making combos and guns.
Yes, this is also true.
So I like this.
Big gun and a flash combo turn. Kiran instead playing Comet Storm Shock both two. And so that's exactly what
we send 7 arcane.
7 total damage coming.
Shock resolve first, and we activate Volzar into.
Through on turn 0. A great start from Kiran as well.
I mean, if he's on compliance, this is technically wrong, but he's not.
Yeah, but he's not. You know, from the open deck list, we forgot to pitch.
Both are ready.
Forgot to. Oh, right. Yeah. I
forgot to pay the Volzar.
Yeah.
The winner.
Let me just nitpick.
I mean, this is why I pitched the yellow, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's.
I'm not used to. I'm playing Asili. I'm not used to having the resource die.
It was like basically shotgunning just a thing.
Exactly. Well, look at my hand, by the way. And then he plays Bell. Oh, I have gone. I mean, like maybe this is comboable. I don't know. It's cool. You cycle here probably.
An item on board, you can destroy.
If you find a sigil, this is comboable.
At instant speed, and the target hero, the opponent hero, can discard 2 cards.
Unfortunately,
it is very comboable. It's just unfortunate that the card you would pitch on this is in Arsenal.
You can only do
you need to find the
if
sigil.
Played 2 or more cards.
I think if you don't, I think you cycle Sigil of Solace here because there's nothing to bounce for Blast. You don't really need a second instant.
For the sake of the game rules, that's considered
and you just go on Blink.
So that will
play Mind Warp, pitching whatever you drew from the cycle if it's not a combo card. Otherwise, you can actually go for combo. And Paul gets the picture perfect dream opening hand here of Gold Generation plus Bell plus Charm.
Yeah, because I was about to say, like, if they develop an ally, I think there's like no argument to combo here.
Absolutely, this still applies, and it is relevant
if they don't develop an ally, I think you can combo this fine into Mind Warping them, even without Sigil.
We see the first gun in a flash in Kiran's
I'll be honest, I don't remember the rest of this game. This is the only moment that's stuck in my mind, so we'll be discovering together.
Unknowingly has
he plays Call to the Grave, gets his Charm.
But no Arsenal
launching that and throwing
no
that
Arsenal,
gun in a flash twice.
There are ways you can get it, or you can find a way to sequence
he goes
together
Charm.
With Death Threats blue into Charm on the board.
Still,
does this
very
swing
hard.
for 4?
Him from the grave.
Oh, actually no, I think
we saw some
he swings for 4.
This is a turn once, of course he swings.
Cold Reason as well. I love.
And I think my turn, I do.
That card is crazy. It's
I usually do the a flash flanker, so I should cycle the Sigils towards here. That's my plan, because I'm going to be pitching it anyway.
Coming in for 4, not offensively a huge hand here for Paul, just 4 with a gold-baited hook activation, but he's creating a lot of.
This is actually very similar to how the game against Michael Fung went, interestingly. Which is my first turn was gone Blink and then.
But this kind of just forces the game to be slower, so.
Yes.
What I'm looking at is cycle the Solace, and most likely, no matter what, you just clear the Charm and try the combo some way next time.
What he's really doing here is setting up that Charm.
That's interesting.
Also, were you on Tunic? like on your list?
No, I didn't have Tunic on my list.
It would be huge on this because you know the open list and then you get to go first. I think Tunic would do crazy.
It was Gravy's last hope.
In theory,
I would not play
in
Tunic.
theory.
I would not play Tunic, yeah, because I know he's on Bell.
In a matchup that
So I don't want to play
lost.
cards that
Chum was
require
able
me
to
to
come
wait
back,
for
almost
turns.
being able to win that game.
Fair enough.
Two Chums on
That's
board.
only
But-
turn one. Tunic gives you a lot of like back end.
Yeah. So
online
there's one
combo.
specific. So it's literally just turn
Really
2
that dash
where this
IOs
matters, right?
lands
But
for
also,
loot.
I mean,
All hoping this
I
turn
don't want to be the guy
additional card
who
value against this
has his combo hand on turn 2.
did for
You
the
know,
Gravy.
it's not
in the other
that
semifinals.
unlikely. It's
Are
maybe
those
what
the
like
gone enough
20% of
guys?
it's happening.
It's not unlikely for
That's
sure.
not how Amulet of Echoes is
Yeah.
supposed to be activated, but that technically does work.
But there's like the other
These are
side
two
of the
different
argument
Gunner
where you,
flashes too.
where you
Yeah.
don't
Kiran
want
got
to
that second Gunner
specifically
flash off
tunnel
of
into
discarding a
combo
card
versus
to
Echo.
Exilius,
Yes.
discarded the sigil
But that
install.
So I
game
see
plan is
Gon
also
here.
shaky
Maybe
depending on
offensive
how many
potency
allies they
Yeah.
see.
instead
and
of
get.
just wanting to save life
Yes.
here.
So I have two choices here. Either I can not send the Mind Warp and just fully dedicate to clearing Charm this turn, or I can send the Mind Warp, keep my hand.
Absolutely.
I
We've
decide
seen some,
to send the Mind Warp
defiance
because he's
in
on
terms
AB0.
of Conquerors in the last game.
I think I would have cycled.
You could.
Let's see if
There.
Paul is so lucky as to see.
I did
it
cycle. I
early
cycled
in
the
game
Solace,
two,
right?
or if he has to wait a
Oh, you
little
did?
bit more and they are
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit more.
I cycled the Solace, found another Gon on the flash. I got 2 Gons in hand.
Damage against Kiran Lee. He comes in with 4 on the Chum, and it does hit.
So my other line would probably be Gon on the flash, Blink,
We see it start.
play Blast into Charm, just spend all of this damage. But I'm now in the mode of, well, I'm in the mode of tilt, but I'm also in the mode of he's on AB0. If I can get him to the 15 range and I'm not dead, then maybe I can burn him down. Particularly because he has Charm out. I know that any combo is going to suck, and I have to just not play it for it, really. If he just had Echoes, it's playable, but like Echoes plus Charm means combos not happening.
It's a rough combination from them.
And so I need to chip as much damage as possible. He's probably going to try and push his advantage as well, because he doesn't need to stall for anything anymore. He's found the 2 cards that he wants in his deck.
Yeah, just go full in and to send damage at you.
Exactly. So he's probably not blocking for like the rest of the game.
But like,
unless
what is his hand
but-
turn 2 as well? It sends
Yes.
shit.
So
Loot
thank
the whole
God I'm mind warped. By the way,
What
otherwise I would have lost the game. You know, I would have conceded it. But yeah. So I send Gon, play Blink, play
To be
play
fair,
mind warp.
if you
It's
clear
fine.
Charm, the loot to hold is useless, so it's only ship into random things.
He has 3 gold, but yeah, potentially useless.
He has 3 gold, so he has to find, but yeah.
Yeah.
And it has to be something that he can still develop and then play
Yeah.
loot to hold and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
attack.
That's true. I actually would not have done anything. Sorry,
This one's
he would not
for-
have done anything.
But
with it, which is
if
interesting.
he can play this hand into
yeah.
utilize
I mean,
everything,
yeah.
it's scoop.
Yeah, exactly. And
It's like
Yes,
the
we know
most
that
skid
Australia
start
has
in the
lots of
history
tricks up
of
on-
it's
Graves.
true. I mean,
And,
it was
well,
his
Kiran
tournament,
knows them
and
all,
you know,
it is clear. That's why
he's
he
been
is
to enough of them.
at the semi-finals
Yeah,
of
can't
this
really
game.
complain about the
Let's see
odds of
how
that.
Paul
So.
responds to that.
Compass activation, taking a look at the
Can't remember
card.
what he saw on
wants
top
to
of the
work
deck.
with
Yeah.
maximum
Well,
information.
not that I
Did
knew.
Did we see that?
but-
I don't think we did.
And, well, of this call.
Card he
But we'll see
wasn't
next.
blocked with. Could still be some
Yeah.
sort of couple attacks into a spell.
We see a sunken treasure there in.
And unfortunately,
Is it?
I take a couple of lines to try and bait the bell here early.
Paul says no
Uh,
loss. He understands
I
this is
can't
the biggest
try and bait
option,
the
probably
bell
coming
here with
forward
like Gon on a
as
flash,
going
Gon on a
forward
flash,
from Kiran.
and try
Willing to
and
take some of
get
this
him to
damage
discard it and
in
lose
order
the
to throw
Gon,
back
because
the
I've seen my
game
second
and wants
one.
to see whether his
So
second
I would
kill
just be discarding the
is not
second one
forcing
anyway.
Kiran to kill it at this stage.
Yeah, it's
Blink
not
is
unfortunate.
Actually quite
second
unfortunate,
lightning
yeah.
card play.
Also, like the better your
Yeah.
opponent is, the
Two Gunner
less
Flash in
it's
hand,
real to try
one
to
Mind
bait
Warp in
the
hand.
Yeah.
Amulet of Echoes unless your line is like
Exactly.
actually
Sigil
taking
Exactly.
damage.
activating Bullseye will cost
Um,
And like we know
reason.
PVG is
Yeah.
a good player.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
might as well say that
Exactly.
you blink and
I've literally never realized this
Missed it.
before. I only realized this
Here we
because
go.
Stream
Bullseye
pointed it
activation
out.
with pitching Gunner Flash,
I
Mind
check
Warp
Arsenal
plays the four.
obsessively. It's so
You
funny.
do.
High value
yeah.
turn, but he will be taking
It's
But I
like
think a lot of
it-
players
cards,
does it.
including off of that
It's true.
wonderful
It's
Compass
for me, it's kind of like a tick, like with like just shuffling cards. Checking Arsenal is really kind of. So I'm not checking what the Arsenal is.
Because
But yeah, thank God.
I also check
Yeah.
Arsenal a lot, and it's funny even with like because we play Australia, right? The Arsenal hardly changes. It's like always gone enough.
Exactly.
Check it all the
It's
time.
always gone. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
defensive stance, not wanting to drop.
But I actually did
once
once think it was gone enough last when it was Mind War when I was playing Armory. I don't know why I was on
Oh,
Mind
no.
Mind Warp, of course.
Yeah.
That didn't help me checking the
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
In the end, this Mind Warp would have taken him down to a
Doing it
2-card
more
hand.
after it.
Yeah,
Skip forward.
it's Kiran
Trust
didn't
up
know
three.
that there was this conqueror.
Just up 3. I think it
Force
sounds like
hand,
fine. Yeah.
And,
I can't remember exactly what it is.
Gone in a flash.
But I have the IP. It's okay. I'm IPing with Gone and Blast. You can't be too mad about it.
-1, there's
But,
2 there for Paul and a chum.
Yeah, this
It's
is
like the
Blast.
Blast Arsenal
I mean,
again feels so bad.
His turn with a gravy
it feels really. I mean, yeah. Would Shock have done that much here? I mean, we have to think.
No,
about
no,
it
no.
that way.
Shock is also
no.
like kind of.
into the
But,
grave.
yeah.
I agree on the blast. I don't think that's like wrong at all.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like I'm just thinking how bad it
It
is.
is funny that like I just like don't draw hands that can use Blast very effectively because I don't have any repeatable action point generation.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Or no sigils to like two card things. With those.
Yes.
So like a lot of these cards, even though they're good cards, they get stuck in the arsenal sometimes, like Mind Warps and Blast and whatever.
Exactly.
So it's a big
So
rough.
anyway.
And like
yeah,
when
he
you draw
finds-
Gone,
yeah.
then you just kind of because you wouldn't probably
Yeah.
IP, but you have seen already 2 Gones, so now you're kind of forced to.
Yeah. Exactly, and I cannot like this. Gone is my baby. I cannot lose it.
Exactly, and like the last one might be like it's probably gonna be
Yeah.
like 6
One
times
card.
more to see, and it's just the game is gonna go worse and worse.
Exactly.
It's like very unlucky the
Very
way the cards
flexible.
come to you, and like they're very lucky how
Dead Threats
PVG
Creator
gets
Resources.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cards.
So I think it's interesting that he chooses not to Avast here. He chooses to play with the hold. I think it's correct.
Yeah,
he has 2
absolutely.
chums on there.
Yeah.
So I think something here we should talk about when it goes to my turn because I've seen people saying this online is why didn't you throw? Is it this turn? Oh, this time I have Mind Warp actually. There's a turn coming up where he still has the 2 chums out, and something I've seen people say is why didn't you clear 1 chum with physical attacks, like just send a bunch of chain links at it, and then you throw a big spell at the other one, clear 2 chums. The problem is once you have 2 chums on the board. And this is why the first chum is quite high priority, because like 2 chums is an incredible kind of game state to have. You can't start throwing links proactively at the first chum, because if they activate the second one, and they start splitting, you're forced to split the damage, and obviously it's going to heal at the end of the turn, right? So you just lose a bunch of damage.
Yeah, that's very hard. But this hand would clear 1 chum clean, unless they have
Yes.
Confrontation.
Yes. I'm trying to remember if I try and decide. I think I decided not to do the chop here, just because I think if I start clearing allies here, it's just it's such a losing battle. It's basically because I'm clearing with exact 6 here, I think, because it's Discharge Fry and I can get Fearless, and it's just
If you get Fearless, it just end.
And importantly, echoes and 2
I think
a lot of ways to live.
I think I discard here because I want to just send Fry plus Blast. I'm trying to remember if I sent it a chum or not.
We have to
Sending Fry the Blast, I like that. So you block here with
still
Mind Warp and Grease or something, and then send 7 damage.
And he doesn't want to use them.
Yeah, I mean, my hand obviously does not convert, so I'm just gonna block 2 cards. But yeah.
There is Fry.
There is another Mind Warp available.
Wait, what did I say?
For it on the block on account of the.
Yeah, you
like
said
this gun goes obviously in the arsenal, and then you send.
Yeah, so I don't want to be IPing the whole. I don't want to be IPing the whole game, right?
No,
So
for sure, yes. Yeah, block 2
In
cards.
order to play it, he would have to play the.
I don't know why.
Yeah, so I mean,
Goals are into
the cycle of discharge. I'm looking for action points here. Maybe that was wrong because I could. I mean, this has now become something that was 3 value and now is 2 value, which is quite sad, but.
Because if you don't cycle, if you block this, and then you send 3 at face and 7 at chum, is that better?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is. Actually, is that better?
Because now you send 7 at face, it would be more damage.
Yes.
I think it's better if you just don't cycle and you send Fry at face, see if they activate a chum, and then you have clean 7 on it. Coming Discharge and Blast.
Yes.
Playing patient while his hand is a
Really,
little bit small. Paul still having to decide here on
Which cards would be good to see here?
He hasn't created any gold this
Arsenal gun flash.
so he can either take true damage or
Yeah.
I think you're like do a sigil. You're do a sigil.
Yeah.
Reaction, which is a
That's true. I remember one. It's because I want to turn on this Mind Warp without having to Fish, I think, is also another thing. Because I have Fry.
A little bit more long
So
term.
that would be nice. But yeah, I think it was wrong to cycle there. He loses 2 life from his Loan Shark, I think.
Life total deficit for Paul.
I
Life
start
totals
talking
are
Gravy
still
again.
good for you. They are good.
Yeah.
Advantage for tempo.
They are good, but I'm very behind in this game state. He does draw a Fearless here, so...
But if like the
So
life
I could
totals
not have
were,
tried that.
if life totals were
Yeah.
like even, it would be unplayable, like nigh unplayable.
Oh, yeah.
You would need to
Yeah.
draw a pitch stack combo on Australia.
If he's at 30 here, I don't think there's a draw sequence stack. Is there a draw sequence of... I think I would have to draw incredibly hot, and he would have to draw incredibly poorly.
Yeah.
Sunken treasure
Yeah,
blocking.
we're checking. I just have 2 Mind Warps for yellows.
Not having a lot of
So he turns
offense
that face
damage
down.
in his hand, of course, so far, but he is creating enough gold that he
And
might be
he
able to
has
draw into
a
it on his
D-React
next
also, I think.
turn. Kiran reaching for that card in Arsenal, Blast to Oblivion. It's for 4. He chooses to also go to face.
Gravy?
Won't be able to kill a chum. So
I liked how
Four to
you
face,
said like
Paul
at
asked the
Gravy,
question,
because
how
I
much
always say
damage are you
at
willing
you.
to take before you run me over?
Yeah, exactly.
Technically, you
4
say
points
it
of damage Paul
correct
takes
there,
now,
but it's
the
just funny.
less Kiran
I've never
takes
Yeah,
heard
I
someone
say-
say
combo turn. Though that combo turn
I
will be
always say
disrupted by
target
Daniel and
Gravy.
Blast
I mean, actually, to be fair, I have said
boundary
at you
is
before,
lower.
but I usually say
Like,
target
not a lot of
Gravy
damage to
because
deal. Kiran might
it's
still be able to
I don't
punch
know,
through,
like
especially with
when
hard
you're
damage
you know
at the
in
end of the
deep in the
turn.
tank, you're just kind of thinking about this. I think
And then
target
Block
Gravy
cover
is
for
very
Arsenal
easy
full effect
to
taken.
is very difficult to
Ally
miss
in the
here.
grave.
It's very easy to
4
understand.
block covered
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
All stayed at
That's
23,
fair.
Kiran on 32.
Oh,
Pat's
also,
turn. Go to
wait,
Paul.
one random question. Do you want to commentate on when you had the sigil on stack versus Fong and you put the dice under it so it was
Oh,
floating on the table?
that was fantastic. I mean, I did that because he did it. He did it to start the game.
I didn't see
when
that.
he plays 2. This is entirely his idea. Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe he got it from someone else, but like in this game, the reason I did it is because he did. When he drew 2 port sides discarding 2 swordbones, which absolute luck stacker, by the way. While I'm playing against the Gravies drawing the hottest opening hands of all time.
His side was very good.
Yeah, but he plays the second Sawbones, and I have to respond to it because my shock is for 3, and I need to kill the first Sawbones. And so he puts the Sawbones on top of the die and like levitates it. So then I do that later in the game with my Sigil Brilliance.
Right foot.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
I hope this catches on. It's like such a good way of representing things.
It was really cool, really funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I've never seen
I'm
that.
surprised.
With
Yeah.
3 cards.
I'm surprised how well it picks up on the overhead camera. Actually.
Yeah. As you get the shadow and everything.
And what's this? A hand that kills him if he doesn't have Bell out. Wow, that's pretty great, isn't it?
Already.
Yeah.
Already tapped
Yeah.
Paul has knowledge.
So-
Like, here we go. There are
think-
sigils,
yeah.
finally.
I think
You
this
just
is
have to go
potentially a
and
hand
make the
where
most
you.
of
I mean, I don't
it.
like doing
We
this
have
usually. Maybe this is like let's pretend he doesn't have Bell out. I think this is maybe a hand where you play Brilliance and then flash the Fry, which doesn't feel great, but obviously the Fry's not really doing very much here.
Yeah,
the
you
other
can
option's
fix
not
that.
coming on this hand.
But this also
If you
this is also a hand that you can technically combo into Bell.
That's true. Actually, you know what I should have done? I would have done here with this hand. I would have, assuming he's not blocking. I think you play Lightning, you play Gone, you play Brilliance, you play Fry, you play Gone, you play Shock. I think that's for sure the line you should take with this hand.
Get deeper
yeah.
into the deck, and he wants to get a blue into Grave in case he's able to fetch an ally later this turn. Getting some cards
And
that actually
unfortunately,
deal
you know,
damage.
you can't
Here
do
we go,
that
tip
if
bar created, and
Bell is
immediately
out
that
because
gold
it requires
is
playing
gone.
Gone twice.
Destroyed. Hero
Then you still
tap,
have 2
4,
cards in
go
hand, you
again.
have to discard both.
I imagine
I don't hate
another 4 on the
discarding
other
1
end
card to
be
Bell
able to
because you go 1 card for
arsenal
1
that
card.
golden tip
It's
to try
fine.
to get a
It's
high
okay to
roll
discard 1 card to
after
Bell,
this one.
but
Still feeling safe with all these chums on the
It also
board.
great
I have
defense,
seen-
of course, like
yes.
what card
As
you
soon as he
discard.
can-
Also, remember, this is my second Gone in a Flash. So if I'm gonna bait Bell, I have to bait Bell in a way that lets me keep Gone in a Flash.
Yeah.
So yeah, even if though it's only discard 1, I would lose Gone, right? Because I wouldn't be able to bounce it.
Yeah, that would be
definitely.
Cool.
It's possible in this game. I'm so far behind. I should just play to high roll off the top of the 3rd Gone in a Flash and play those kinds of lines. But also,
I think not
mean,
yet,
you know,
but that is a
article for-
consideration
Yeah.
very soon.
Once and again, it's just a fair way to go.
I think you can
so-
still look a
Weapon
turn,
for sure.
because like you're
During
not
that
getting
park, he makes it a
hit by a
0.
lot of
He's on 8,
damage.
Of course, he had to play
Yeah.
the port side to
And
draw the
now we
park.
start getting 1 card 8'd.
To get the go again, but still, these are
Because it's
weapons on
technically
board that
because
provide
if
him
we
some-
think about this way, the life totals you're a turn ahead, and with like because you have
Yeah.
Greaves, you're way more than a turn ahead. But how much how many turns are you behind because of Bell and Charm? So does
Yes,
Bell
exactly.
negate Lightning Greaves?
15.
And does Charms negate your 1 turn? I think Charms is
I think
2 Charms is more than
Yeah.
1 turn.
yes.
Is Bell more than Greaves? Is the game even? But you're
I
in a
think
losing
Bell
spot.
is-
You're in a bleeding spot, 100%.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. I think Bell is probably more than it. So I'm going to say Bell is more than Greaves in the sense that I think it's easier to win without Greaves against Gravy than it is to win through Bell.
Yeah. That makes sense. I agree.
Depending on how he's boarded.
Yeah, I think something I very quickly realized playing. I think I played 5 Gravies in this quality. Something I very quickly realized is people assume that just like it doesn't, like it's not worth playing Bell and Gravy because he's just like so bad against Cecilia anyway. Not the case.
Yeah.
And yeah, again here I'm not playing the play lightning, play Gone on a Flash, bounce it, like do the thing because I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
Gone on a Flash here.
It's kind of funny because like they all say that Auxilia is like Gravy's worst matchup, but it's not even our best matchup. It's still like a little bit.
I mean, Auxilia is definitely not Gravy's worst matchup, by the way. Dory is Gravy's worst matchup, but yeah.
That can be fair.
Here,
This I'm citing Kuz and Clemens, the guy.
Oh, okay.
The Gravy guy here, when they say
No,
Auxilia is the worst matchup.
it's well, okay, maybe they're not like
Sigil
considering
as well
Dory like a
in
meta relevant
Kiran
hero, which is
hand.
fair, but it's definitely
And,
Dory.
Dory should be, I think, a little bit considered meta. She's pretty good right now.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
Sense.
I did a lot of work on Dory in the run up to Worlds. We were kind of thinking about it as a team, but we just couldn't get it there. I mean, the deck does some very powerful things.
You're good into Syndra,
There's still
Auxilia,
this
but you
Golden
probably
Flash
just
in the
cry in the
arsenal.
Verdance and
Yeah,
stuff like
Kiran's
that.
Flash if he wants it.
Yeah.
And
So
we'll be able
it's
to
like
back, of course,
pure
with that
gem
plethora
lottery.
Of instance.
And the Syndra, so a big problem is the Syndra matchup now has D-Reacts, which it didn't before, because they're playing it for the mirror. Right?
Yeah,
So they
fair.
could actually have a chance.
Yeah.
So we see a block. So he's playing around CLV here and then also Charming, which is fine. I think. Yeah, I think it's okay to make both of these plays.
And there is that Golden Flash.
And I go on the Flash target Charm.
And it's going to obviously.
So again, this is another case where my shock is actually going to get up to 6 here. But I can't target 1 Charm because if he splits the aggro on the Charms, then again I'm just down 3
Play
damage.
out 1 or both of the sigils, possibly Arsenal.
The shock goes 6.
So I could try-
This goes Frey goes here. Then they activate Charm. You go. Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah, I mean maybe you could argue that.
But if he goes 6, well, so.
Yeah, I mean, like if he has Charm, then I'm just losing 3 damage. So the question is then, do I think so? Which is more likely to get me closer to a win in this game? Is it sending 3 damage at face, or is it hoping he has no allies to discard the Charm?
Face. I like this choice. I
think it's face
Just thinking
because
on how big he wants to make this.
and
truly,
he has not seen very many allies this game, right? He got 1 ally off of the Grave, and he got 1 ally naturally. I think
we can still
he's
you
expecting
still clear the same amount
what he chooses
with
to
this.
yeah.
and he just makes a very big.
And then I choose to
go
shock
towards
the
the
Charm
Doesn't wanna
here
hold information,
because
just wants to
I
play out those cards.
cannot play through
Get the
2
gun and
Charms.
flash back, arsenal it. 2 sigils on board.
Yeah.
Going to the next turn, Kiran hoping he can string
I agree
something
with that
together with his
choice,
very
yeah.
big hand he has coming for him. Action point on board, extra card on board. It'll be a 6-card turn if he can find something good. Of course, against that
what's
Amulet of
this,
Echoes,
combo hand?
we lose a couple cards, but maybe he can
Not again.
find something that works nonetheless.
Not again.
Sounds
Why is he
No.
not popping?
Before he plays that second Gone in a Flash.
Yeah.
Tempo goes to Paul.
This is a turn. This is a turn I try to bait. This is kind of my last hope in this game. I think I try to
Yep.
bait.
This is also like
the amulet.
a pretty good normal turn because it also lasts.
Yeah. So I think
There
I
is
cycle
a
Solace here and find Somersault. I think.
We see a prismatic ley line.
Really, cycle
Prismatic
Solace.
ley line
Yeah.
hitting the table,
Yes.
representing quite a bit of damage. Of course, we've seen that Saltwater Swell hit the
I don't think I would.
Because
cycle.
if I
Golden Tip will be
so
available.
what I'm not looking for Somersault specifically. What I'm looking for here is if I find a pitch card, I can flittering. Oh, sorry, I can go on a flash.
Prismatic ley line.
Lightning,
Gold has been
flittering.
created, so gold baited hook is attacking on
Why am I
this
cycling
one.
here?
Paul
I
wants to
mean,
get
let's
maximum
watch it
gold
up.
as
But
soon as
I'm trying to
possible.
remember why I
Left
cycled in
hand
this.
for him
Because
on-
my line
This
here
game's dead.
is don't care what they do unless they hit my hand
Yeah.
or arsenal. You go here flittering this Solace, and then gone with the shock. And it doesn't matter what this card draws here; it just makes everything better if you want it to be better. And you can also like have the choices to clear the chum and make 4 damage at face. So you're making damage at face with like chum rate, but you're also clearing chums at the same time. So it's
Another
like
4-block defense action outside of
it's
the
potentially
that
good.
blue possibly being used to play
I think
out that
Solace
rigor
here
mortis,
is
attacking
not
with
doing
it.
what I
If he wants
want
to
it
pitch
to
both
do, in the
those cards,
sense
of course,
of
he can
it's
play
a
out
card
that
that's
Swabby
extending the
and
game and I
attack
want the game
with
to be
it.
over quickly.
Other lines
But
available, we have the Swabby attack with
it's
Chum.
But also,
maybe
like,
it's
flexible on this turn, you can always draw
I'm very behind here.
yeah.
I think I have to take risks.
But also like also I agree on like the macro plan level, because you see the bell, you want the game to go fast till the end until the end. But like if you check the bin, what they have here, it's like it's
Not
nothing.
good,
It's
yeah.
nothing here. So if you just get rid of the chum, and the life totals are advancing, it's actually like a winning game set for you, because you don't have to do like
That's
crazy
true.
tricks into echoes.
I will say, when it comes to low HP allies that can be shocked, I've already seen how many shocks this game? 5. So, I think
Yeah, but I'm like
Again,
I'm not like thinking about shocking this
Yeah.
either. It's just good value for them. But like the life
Yeah.
totals would be 27, so
Yeah.
like the Solace would extend the game and game going longer. What I mean by that is like 1 turn maybe, which you can chill check and not do like
Yeah.
crazy tricks.
Happy to take the damage. And
So take 4 here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, actually, maybe I don't cycle.
this
I
high.
want to see if I choose to do
Just
so.
to pitch that port side exchange to break a gold, see if you can pull anything else
Would
together.
be crazy fob angle if
card.
there was no
Another
Yeah.
swap.
echoes. There's
Times
like 60 ways to play it.
Gravy bombs
into win.
activation.
It's like the freest
with one
game
of
ever
those
without
gold
bell.
Again to
Even with the
Oh, for
double
sure.
check.
Oh yeah, he finds a chart here. I can't remember what
The
he.
high seas is the draw. And Swabby hits the
Yeah,
deck.
another Swabby.
I
It's
think
kind of
he, like,
it's kind of
plays
crazy
and
because
swings.
like how free would this game be if there was like double chum, no bell, or no
Yeah.
chums? Just
No,
bell?
I mean, this is 100%. So other than my
It's like
was
a
it round
double
5
combo.
against
Maybe make sure he doesn't have too
Evan.
many allies in the upcoming hands. Draw
The
as many cards
fewest
with his draw discard effects as possible,
chums
that he
any
can
gravy
fit
had
in,
against
doesn't
me
have
out
them
on
stuffing
the
up against
board
combo
was
turn.
like 1. Like every single one of them had a chum early, and most of them had 2. Again, my top 8 match, the guy had 3 chums out. The card is good. It's a good card.
Attack
It's
for
a
9,
very
get
good
Very
extra
annoying card.
resource
And
off
then,
the
it's
yeah.
not even
prismatic
like
ley line. Sorry, off of the gold
it's not
draw.
half as good into
this is why I
us.
cycle. This is why I cycle. I think is because he's now swinging with Swabby here.
Yeah, swinging
And so if I
now.
can find a pitch card, this is very
That
nice.
Fishing with the gold had that blue originally,
just to
and that
make
dead threads
deal a
exactly
lot
the
of
resource
damage.
he
Yeah.
Then you would go with Solace
I think I
14,
cycle. It's about, yeah.
and there's this is again like the situation where they have like 3 conquerors in their deck, right?
Yeah, exactly.
needs to come
And
in
you're
for
at
the maximum
14.
damage.
Ring
Well, I
around
mean,
the
I don't
roses.
know. I've mine.
Ring around the roses. Here we are again. Looking at Swabby.
I mean, it's an extremely similar spot. It's just no bell.
Which is
Yeah,
extra life for him. Of course, that chum represents extra life and possibly.
And
that
interestingly,
ending of
actually,
echoes as well.
Michael
Looks
Fung
this
got
might be one of
me
the
got me
key
very
moments
low
for the
early.
Acilio player. Am I willing to block
and,
9? Or is this the turn I have
all
to
this,
go off? Acilio activated.
impressive.
This is
So
so solid
he's
to try to
kind
get
of-
different cards in hand.
Press is
Against
good.
the
So
light
I have a
press.
couple lines here. I
It
can
doesn't
Gone on a
block
Flash,
much.
press and
Doesn't
layer
block
step,
anything. Doesn't work that great with the Gone in
clear,
Flash, of course, it works well with the
play
flurry charge,
something.
I guess,
It depends why I draw
as
the sigil, of
well,
course,
so
and then like
Kiran
flittering. I can
with
also
Feather
flittering
Lost
press
draw
it.
an extra card at the start of his turn in the Sigil of
I don't think I
Brilliance.
had here ever,
Has the
but I have
opportunity
lots
to
of
block the Flash
options.
of Brilliance to get an extra
I
draw
don't
here
think you
as
had
well.
here because you like
Starting
all
with
these
Yeah.
cards
of
and
course, has
just
an Acilio
another
activation
card
on
makes
his
better.
turn if he'd like it as well.
Comet Storm
So
here
much
is a
future you have to work with
represents
as both of these
a
decks.
lot of damage on my turn.
Top of your deck.
So it represents saving 9 life here, but I either have to get rid of a sigil, which means I don't have action points going into the next turn potentially.
Yeah, and that
Because I think I've seen 2 blinks at this point. I've definitely seen 1. I think I might have seen 2. But
it's been a while.
I would probably still be
Trying to
fine
find
with
a
that
way
because
to
you have
maybe
green,
play
Yeah.
it out
even
without
with
getting
Bell.
too hosed by the Amulet of Echoes, but
I think I
string
don't
together
mind this because I
mixes, and
know
it
I'm
looks
going
like
to
it
get
might
2
be
value
this
out of
one.
bindings this
He's
turn.
gonna have to find some magic to make it work.
So the shock here represents
thinking of
8
committing
value
deep women here.
versus what would it be on the actual
Getting so
turn?
much damage, I guess.
It's probably quite similar,
Since the
honestly.
hand is not helping that
Is
much with
this a
the-
spot where you just send everything to face, like high key? You just go blast, the gun,
Yes.
whatever into face. Check
I
if
think-
they activate.
Yeah,
charm.
yeah.
You hold.
Yeah,
press.
I think let's. Yeah. I think we can watch the game. I can't remember exactly where I target first,
So we
but
have two sigils
looking at
coming
this,
turn. At least
I
the
would
arm piece
I
will
would
block
target
here.
face
Gonna
first in
want
this
to
board
break
set.
it on his
I decided
turn.
not to block with Greaves
Take 8
because
is
I
to
like-
say-
I
I haven't
also-
seen Conqueror.
Yeah, and also I want to preface this that it's a lot easier to look at the game here upside
Yeah.
down rather than be playing the game
From
and the
Kiran,
top
Yeah.
eight and make the
down to
choice.
12.
Oh, for sure.
Going
Yeah,
into-
yeah. It's
Doesn't look like it's going to be the
when
final
your
turn
hero
because
has
of the
like
Lightning Greaves.
15
Not being
lines.
blocked, but of course,
Yeah,
is going
having
to
to
be a
play,
big
having to
turn.
make a play
Kiran's goal
within
here is to find a way
2
to
minutes or so
navigate
is a
this
real problem. I think I
without
got
having to
in the game against
get
Microphone.
an Amulet of Echoes
I got
triggered. This is possible.
what was it? I got
Big
warned
if
for like slow
possible.
play
That got enough
on the
last
Flash
card play
Blades
the second
decision.
time. Maybe
Yeah,
second
it's
last card
gonna be a
play.
very difficult game to play at the high level. Of course, you know, Gravy is also difficult, so Fang was taking its time too. But yeah, I mean that game could have like unironically gone to time, which is so funny.
First, he'll take Compass. So look at the top card.
Thankfully didn't, but yeah, Hero's extremely hot and extremely rewarding. This is the reason. Yeah, so I'm giving him priority windows,
Several allies
which makes
available
Charm a lot
against
more
the ball
threatening.
already, but of course he wants
Yeah.
to know what
But yeah,
might
he
be
does just
drawing
charm
off of that
immediately.
Gravy Bones activation.
So now you can
He
just
is going to
layer set
try
this
do it.
team.
No, in this case, he'll just
So
discard the
yeah,
charm.
so I think I drew the
Understanding what he's
somersault
working
now.
with, the first couple points of physical damage will have to go to the chum and not to Paul's. 2 already generated for Kiran here. That draw is an
And I have 2 lines here. One is
with flitter and
layer
charge
step
available
the
in hand. There's a
Gone.
lot
And then like layer step press the Gone, clear the charm, then send flittering somersault, flittering shock, which I quite like. That's not the line I am taking, I think. I end up playing flittering. Did I play flittering first? I think I played flittering first and pressing it. Somersaulting it, flittering, and then shocking, because I want to try and bait echoes without. My thought at this point is my only hope is if he misplays and baits echoes. I try to bait echoes here by playing flittering twice without losing Gone.
Yeah.
Which is like a strictly worse line, but I'm thinking at this point that I need him to screw up because I'm at 12.
Yeah.
So
There's also like
so
weird
I
things,
yeah.
weird things where you could technically like cycle the Comet Storm, but like to be extremely greedy because you have not seen that many spells yet. But you activate
Yeah.
Binding, so that's like not allowed anymore.
Yeah, I mean you would have to do this before you see the random draw of the brilliance, right?
Yes.
And if you
Yes.
discard your only spell and then you pop bindings and you don't draw a spell, you just look like an idiot.
Yeah, no,
So,
you're never popping
I
Bindings if you
Yeah,
cycle.
yeah,
of
exactly,
physical
exactly.
that can come through and hit.
And I
this
don't
chum
think I get a
once.
better bindings
Important thing to
spot
note in
this game.
Flitter
So yeah,
is
I'm just trying
to
to
get
bait
back with electromagnetic
the
somersaults.
Absolutely.
Kiran has a puzzle.
and this is what I'm
unfolding.
thinking,
Just
is
playing
like,
against
is there
this
any way I
because
can win this
one
game
card that Paul drew in his first
that
hand
requires
totally changes the game
not
from the perspective of
baiting the
Kiran,
amulet?
as he's down.
And I come to the conclusion that I have to just try and make him. I mean, we were talking about this after the game. He was considering using an amulet here and decides against it, which was correct. But yeah, I think my only realistic out this game is baiting the amulet. That's my
It'd
thought
be
process.
interesting how you play this out. Let me count the bait. If you go 4 in the charm, then you go 4 again. You go Gone, then you play the Solace out. And then after that, you somersault. They go flittering.
Well, so if I don't have Sol, if I have Solace in hand, the card I don't have is
no,
Somersault.
not Solace. I mean the
Yeah.
lightning. Sorry, Sigil of Lightning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
For Chum is clear with these. Then you have flittering. Then another flittering coming. You have press Gone left. So there's a choice to pop this. Then you can hit them with 7, and this is cleared. And if they don't echoes, you can pop knockers and pitch Gone to send this Comet Storm for 67 damage. And that's really fucking good for you. But if they pop echoes on the second thing, you have 2 cards in hand.
Yes, and Gone would be one of the cards. If I
No,
except
then you pop this and shock them. So it's just 3 less.
Oh
damage.
yeah. So the line is Gone.
11
Play lightning,
Lightning
flittering,
wheel.
somersault, flittering, right?
Yeah, and then press
they
the flittering at
echoes.
face.
Yeah, they echoes. When they echoes, I play the shock, but then I have to pitch the Gone, right?
Yeah, you have the pitch a Gone and the knocker, but
Yeah.
you spent those, and then that would be This is
Yeah.
two,
So
one,
again, it is.
3,
Yeah,
4,
I would think
5,
that's-
6, 7. It would be 10 damage on the shock and plus 7 on the face with the
Yeah.
flittering. Chum is cleared. They have swabby hand.
It's true.
Tricky here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Six
That's not a line I
cards
considered.
will-
The other
It's
the
tricky
alternative
spot.
line I was considering
His
was
first attack guaranteed
gone layer
and
step
a big
press,
question mark on the board.
flittering somersault,
Really bad.
flittering
First couple
shock,
physical
I
attacks
think.
do have to target Chum, but Kiran
Or
deciding
gone
which
shock,
card
I
it
can't
will
remember
be
which
for now.
exactly. But I was thinking gone press was my
Yeah,
alternative
we've
line
seen
here.
some crazy.
It's actually insane that there's 3 viable lines
Today.
in this
Yeah,
game.
it's like this.
So
This
we
is
might be
if this was
up
not
to
too
some
cost shock, it would be a lot
really
easier.
incredible
Oh, if it's not 2 cost shock, we're in the money.
from
But
Osilio if he
unfortunately, it
plays
is
it
2
right.
cost shock.
This hero definitely
So,
capable of- maybe he wants
If it's
to
if
go
it's
for
0
more
cost shock, then you
physical
can make this
Yeah,
stand up
Ruben
pretty easily.
and one in Arsenal.
But yeah, I decided to just like flittering here and try bait the bell, which is a very damage inefficient line, but it's my consideration. This is the only real exit to this game.
If you get Bell, then it's just
Paul
their next turn
understanding
check
this is a wizard
on
match,
4
but
Yeah,
cards,
exactly.
and
he
you
also
win
understands
after
that
that.
this is a key turn
Yeah.
for Kiran based on the use of the arms and outplays the card. So he understands first mate, that's
Go
4 damage
here.
coming forward. It is an expensive shock.
So I then
Save
just do the press
lightning at the
and
back of the hand. Instead, lightning press coming forward onto this flittering charge.
And then
That's
you
2 cards
somersault it.
committed to deal 7.
yeah,
Make sure
This is a lot less
here,
damage.
and
Chum
it
this is a
is-
lot less damage.
Chum gone,
It's like
go
10
again, given
damage
from
less, I
flittering and the
think.
embodiment. Kiran says, let's move forward.
Yeah, be
No,
about that.
Electromagnetic somersault plate. Electromagnetic somersault.
The other thing is, this is my
Sizzle of
third
lightning
Comet Storm.
left.
I think it might be my third Comet
Chum has
Storm.
been cleared. Paul has 3 cards left and an 11 life lead.
That's been
I've used a lot of shocks. I'm maybe getting confused with the farm game because I drew 2
Kiran
Comet Storms very
knows
early in that
that
game.
he
But I've
has
used a lot of
to
shocks,
Say. After all, take
which is somewhat
Yeah, so you go
problematic.
here. If they
flittering,
bell
hitting the
here, you
table.
can
This is
just
the second
Yeah.
shock in response.
flittering
Shock,
charge
exactly.
being played this turn. Paul
But if
now
they don't
can
pell, you still
activate
have the
Emulative Echoes
same
if he wants. He
play
goes
here.
straight
Yeah.
fast plays to the defense reaction step. So Kiran maybe was thinking that he could always just shock in the instant speed if he wants to do that.
Exactly.
He still
yeah.
will do this. So it's
They're commentating on my
Anyways,
Isolate.
always
This is
respond
very
to
good
that
actually.
activation. Paul doesn't get baited.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not willing to get
Yeah.
baited. Volzar and Comet Storm Shock coming in. Just
It's
playing
very
to one
painful
side.
that
It's the shock, but it's 1 damage on the shock, 5 from the Volzar, and
Volzar
2
here is
from
is
the
costed.
bindings of the
It would have been
third
nice to have a
game.
lightning out.
Even
Kiran
null
finds a
shock
good
and
way to
knockout would
navigate
be
through that turn to deal quite a bit of
Yes,
damage,
exactly.
take some defensive possibilities away from Paul, clearing that chum, and that Dirial.
The left elves have not been updated.
Paul
No,
is
but he's
trying
what was the
to
shock
figure
for
out
like
how
8 or something.
that-
He's at 15. I remember he's at 15 because I don't. Yeah, spoiler alert. I don't do another point in damage.
There you go,
If he
fixing
plays
the
the Skull to the
thing.
Grave first, of course, that top card will change.
So 15, they would be at 10.
But maybe
the other
not
line, I
satisfied
think.
with what that top card is, and he's
Yeah,
happy with it.
which
anyway.
is kind of in range.
And
Kind of. I think he has. Yeah, had that fiddler screen. I
Goes
think.
fishing
Yeah,
through
it
the deck.
starts to get like really sketchy for the Grave because they
Yeah.
start to have they need to block, but
Take a look. That'll gain an
Yeah, I mean he also has.
No.
So we need to be purely arcane basically because he has
Lodge
blocks
a couple
and
extra
in
blues.
armor still.
I believe
Yeah, yeah.
left. We have that one rigor.
Yeah. And
but playing for
Perhaps
block
that's
and
my best
purely
time.
arcane, that can be like it can be
it
playable
could be an L.
still.
It could be an L.
It's
Five
an out
resources
definitely
with
because the
that
game
rigor,
is
of course, could
rough
be played out.
regardless.
2 gold on the
Yeah.
board in the banished in the graveyard for Paul if he wants to generate
Yeah,
out
he,
some allies. As
So
well.
if he's at like 10 here, I probably save some life because he's not going to get break line. He's going to get fiddlers probably.
Gives information about what he might draw if he wants.
Use the compass before.
No idea what's going to come off of this. Rigby on the board.
A lot of flapping hands.
Might have
Stop.
reactions to the opt formation.
Let my G play.
Of course, Kiran has ways to instant speed kill this.
And then
What is
he
this?
finds a loop the hole on his Ivor video, I think, which is very sad.
That's unfortunate.
Mhm.
So,
So I had lightning out here. So my hand is double blast,
double
mind
blast,
warp,
Solace, and
Solace.
Blind Barb, yeah.
Yes.
Slobby before Paul,
So,
see if that dies.
if I had taken the
Slobby
knocker
with an
line,
action point. So
I would
Paul
have a lightning on the
still
board here. I
holds
could
on
discard a
to
blast,
Slobby
and
does
then my
die
turn
from
could be
this
something like
Absolutely.
Gone in a Flash,
Aware of that. He's just
pitched a Lightning Greaves, and then like
there.
blast. The problem is I also need to pitch a Volzar because the lightning's going to pop on this turn. No, sorry, no, that's not true. Because I'm
The
going to pick it
lightning
up.
is in a hand
So,
with
yeah,
the fob, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so my turn would probably be like gone in a flash, bounce it, blast, get my action point back, mind warp, which is okay. He's going to flex this obviously.
I
But,
would be at,
sideways.
if that's the
recognizing a good
case.
offensive hand to get.
So he is loot the holding me, so it wouldn't have mattered. But
looking at
yeah.
yeah, I mean, if he doesn't loot the hold me, then he goes. So I go gone on a flash. So he's probably blocking for 2 on the first one because of CLB.
Let's remind
So he would just flex this probably. So
gone
gone on a flash. He takes 2 from this. Then blast. He takes 0 from this. And then mind warp is buffed by what 3, right? So he takes 5 and he mind warps.
Mind is warp.
So
he would be at 5 because he would be at 10 at the start of turn if he takes 0 of physical.
Both of these players
which is, I mean, it is in probably not 1-shot range, but it's in 2-shot range.
It's been a close one, so I think
which is close. We're getting in ranges where actually maybe there wasn't out this game, which I didn't think there was. So something new to learn every day. I mean, unfortunately, he has the loot hold, so it wouldn't have done anything. But
yeah. But then also the blocks would be a bit different here with the loot the hold.
Yeah. So yeah, I think if he was at 10 this game this turn though, I think he would have not gone for a break line.
Sigil of Solace being the play from Kiran. Up to 15, but now this is 6 physical coming.
And then you would need to block 6 on death, which would be boots and blast and mind warp.
Yeah.
If you block with 2 fob and greaves and you take the discard, so you're down 2 blasts, then that's not good.
Through.
But you have EOL. Then again, ships 12 physical. You have to clear the things and send his face.
Yeah.
Threatening, bringing him down.
That's interesting. It gets like very dicey.
No discarded card means no gold created on this loot the hold, but
I feel like him
Paul's
being
so
at
happy
10
with getting this damage
correct
through.
here.
I think I should have taken the knocker line. It's something I've done before and I kind of got lax on. I think Holic also makes this mistake.
It was on this Mario game.
Is having knocker tied to lightning greaves in your head. It's very easy to get into that pattern, and it's something I used to be very diligent about, and now I've got back into the bad habit of it. So yeah, I think I
Okay, I see how you did it.
And he loses it.
It is gone.
Yeah. So that kind of happens. And how much damage would my hand have done? So I have
4, I think.
So I can play. We have to look at the hand. So
Paul having a think based on the
it's what blink.
Of course, no gold right now, but if this compass
Blink conductivity, yes, not shock. So what's the highest damage here? It's probably, it's probably play brilliance, hat, bounce brilliance, play brilliance.
But you wouldn't have hat if you. But
sure, I wouldn't have hat. Yeah.
Actually,
I mean, it's just the hold. Yeah, I would have had hat. Yeah.
Because of the loot the hold. So here you play
it's
brilliance, you fall back.
Yeah. Again, I think he'd be 3 high life, and I would be a bit high life as well because I think he would have not gotten break land. He would have gotten for the screen. But
I would create a gold and let him draw.
I agree. It was
also other lines.
Blocking more.
The discard, the Arsenal Disruption. He's
and now
with 8 on the Conquer the High Seas. 8 go
like
again into 7 off the Swabby is the face up.
These little differentiations in play. The game starts to like be a completely different game because how people start blocking and how the offense goes and what you're allowed to
play, at least from Kiran's view.
Especially on Gravy, which is such a toolbox deck. The game is a different game.
Same with Australia. So then you're kind of like quadrupling yourself here.
A sigil of conductivity, and at the back a sigil of brilliance. That is like with some of these cards. He does have access to a Cilio. He has access to flash extra cards. I know.
Game is very
you have to play safe, and you have to be very conservative here when it comes to. I mean,
that's unblocked. I'm gonna discard a card from hand, bounce.
He would be more life. He'd block like a CNC or something, and ship 1 CNC into Swabby. The same thing again.
That's why he's not covering up the damage. No reaction. Says knowing that in the defense step, of course.
Loved how he dragged that card.
relevant here is that is a lobby. It will be.
So I'm down to
6 damage was taken
3
here
here.
on this Conquer the High Seas. So the true life totals are 15-3 right now, as Paul updates that for us. 4 cards available to Kiran. Paul having a think. Of course, he's aware also that shocks will kill this Swabby, so having to think about what is the optimal play.
Going.
Still going for it. Swabby for 7. This thing has 3 life and a shock. The lightning act.
Exactly.
That sigil again in the Swabby.
You know. And you keep the brilliance, I think.
Just better play.
Your
Understands the pitch.
Have
shock
to
to
Arsenal
3,
Brilliance
which
probably
is
hope for the
that
best. You can play
Sawbones
it like anyway.
committed.
Oh, I remember what I do actually. I play the brilliance and I try and like find spells and I
no damage taken by Kiran,
think I
except for that
cycle.
damage against the
Okay.
Conqueror.
Like cycle conductivity here.
Swabby will get or play.
If you're looking for spells.
Top 4 of a college.
the
Yeah.
sigil.
Oh, he
The board
amulets here
for
because
active
I've double
board.
brilliance,
If
which
you
I thought
want
was
to
interesting.
play in response.
He's probably allowed to at this point though, because he's got a conqueror going into Arsenal. So
Yeah, that's
Or
fair.
would you not be sure? He actually
Relative.
for the
Enables the Arsenal, of course, that card out, but maybe he was
and
more
I
nosier
find nothing
for-
off this brilliance. I think I find like Fryer.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you have been
So I-
buried 6
yeah.
feet in the ground and he's still peas on top
Yeah,
of you.
exactly.
When the coast.
So
Can it-
yeah, I either find Fry or I
It's
find
a
something that cycles
that
Fry, and
will
I just
clean
send it
up
at
his
Soulbones.
Sawbones if he wants to throw it.
You know.
Otherwise,
What's the out
Arsenal
here?
try to-
Hoping probably that he has no blues in hand or something. So I said at Soulbones,
Right.
as I mean,
Less
moving my
than
Oni
it
out
is
this
Fearless
game is
Confrontation in
his hand doesn't do
Paul cannot
anything.
protect this.
Yeah.
He would need the
Have the whole for a
Fearless
break, but
Confrontation
they
and to
have
activate the Sawbones.
a lot of
He would
allies
get
left.
attacked
This
with
game
Thunder
state
Storm.
rather, yeah.
Taking a
Yeah.
peek at the top of the deck just in case in the graveyard, and of course, lots of cards in hand. In the Calling Valencia finals, Murderers are able to first card play.
Has a good
Blue
start.
As non-block
My hand
great
was
score against his Murder.
6, I think, when I
Conquer the
cycle.
High Seas in the Arsenal from the turn where
Yeah.
he drew those 2 and he only played
Consensus
1.
Cosmos coming
His last
clutch
8
plugin 3.
Go again, immediately
Hell
Kiran
yeah.
activating Cilio,
Shock-
looking
shock the
for
Conqueror to
some
kill it.
card draw to try to draw some block. He does not. He draws an electrostatic discharge, puts forward his fist, and Paul locks up his
It is
place
good.
in the Valencia.
Yeah, that's definitely rough, but
I think it's very interesting because yeah, there were definitely even in this game.
Finals.
There were
In
ways
the
I could have made the game
unfavored matchup,
close.
Gravy-
I don't think I ended up winning it, but
Yeah.
certainly in a
It
closer
starts
game
to-
state.
yeah, it starts
Yeah.
to deviate a lot. That it's hard to tell, but it's closer
Yeah.
game state.
Mhm.
But with those draws, probably not.
Yeah, there's always something to learn on this. Always something better to do.
Yeah, for sure.
It's very very fun. I think a lot of it ends up being practice. There is just, I will say, there is no way you can ever think about every Ocilio line on the fly. There's just too much.
I agree.
So the more of it that becomes muscle memory. Like for instance, knowing exactly how to manipulate action points on a combo turn. Like if you get extra action points from anything, like a current funnel or an embodiment. So like knowing what the usual pitch outlets for those things are. Like for instance, etchings early, or you can like play an extra card that like doesn't necessarily have go again. Things like this. Having those heuristics in mind is extremely important, and it's something that comes from practice. And you know, even with the amount of practice I have on this hero, because I've
Yeah, I
been sort of,
agree. 'Cause
I've
like
been
the-
spamming him. Yeah,
the more you play, the more those things are just ingrained, and then you just start thinking
Yeah.
about like other stuff that you can do, and like from
Yeah.
the back of your mind the necessary amount of instance that you need for certain blast combos and certain loops and whatever.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, I've been spamming Ocilio since Rosetta. I tried to bring him to PT London because I thought he had quite a good Zen and Aurora matchup. Interestingly,
He did.
you know, the only time the null side is ever relevant was against the misfail heroes.
Yeah.
Um,
And Aurora.
and Aurora, exactly. So that was a time when null was actually like quite a good card. You know, it's still a good card, but the null side specifically.
Yeah.
Especially because it's not just they don't just have to be heroes that play instants. They also have to be heroes that don't play AB, right? Because null
Yeah.
requires you dealing arcane damage. So yeah, I thought Ocilio was an interesting pick for that. You know, I played Vincent at PT London, so probably
was a
Ocilio would have been
troll.
better. It was a troll. I ended up finishing. I can't remember. I just missed cash, so that was very troll.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a rough game. Of course, you know, the turn 0 bell is a well, not turn 0, turn 1 bell is a classic, but always things to improve. And yeah, it was good to go back over this game because I missed that line with the knocker pitch because I was too tunnel visioned on trying to bait the bell and.
But it was also like
that happened.
It was a poor combination of like a lot of things how this game went. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
it's a double jump and bell.
Exactly. But that's okay. You know, it's card games, and the hero is still incredibly fun. You know, he's almost as fun as Prism. So yeah, I like playing Cilio.
What do you mean? Cilio is very fun. Very fun. Now you locked on Cilio though.
Very fun. Well,
are you still saying that if you went Prism, you would?
No, yeah. No, if I went Prism, I paired KO around one of it. Prism, I'd be in the trenches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Cilio's a fantastic hero to kind of. I think if you're looking at like value for money, Cilio is by far the best hero in the game. It's not even close. It's ridiculous.
100%.
And yeah, I mean I like that about him as well. But he's. I think I will say Cilio is one of maybe 2 or 3 heroes whom you see played on stream by like high-level players, you know, including players much better than me, and they make mistakes, and they make pretty big mistakes as well.
Yeah, all the time, for sure.
And yeah, I mean,
I don't want to get on stream ever.
Exactly. But what does that mean? It means 2 things. One is the hero is incredibly rewarding if you put your time into it, and they're kind of, you know, there is no ceiling to how good you can get with this. And the second thing it means is, you know, this hero it seems quite good in the meta and is unoptimized. People are making mistakes. People don't know their heuristics. Even in these games against Gravy, I think ally priority is something that no one has figured out completely.
Yeah. It also like changes and depends a lot of stuff. So it's hard to figure out like pre-game.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say ally clearing is something where I think you have to figure it out mostly on the fly.
Yeah.
Because like the permutations are just so crazy.
They are.
You know. Do they have allies in play or not? Which specific? Do they have allies in grave or not? Do they have allies on the board as well? How many? Which specific ones they are? What the life totals are? So it's hard to have specific heuristics for those in the same way that you can have heuristics for, you know, how to use action points on your combo turn, for instance, right? Yeah. But I think it's something people have not figured out and need to improve on. And yeah, I'm excited to see. I'll be honest, I don't think the build is going to change that much unless we get new cards in Compendium, which I kind of hope we don't. I think the hero is appropriately powerful, but I think
this hero optimized would be like too crazy.
Yeah,
already. That's why I've been saying he's like the best thing in the format.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of no real difference between a lot of the Topper Cilio builds right now, besides what's his name? Peter's build, which is like slightly different, but even then, that's only 6 cards or something. So, yeah, I think that it's very interesting in the sense that it's a hero where the builds are quite optimized, but the play lines are just completely branching. You know, so much to think about, and it's so rewarding to when you figure out a difficult line. There's no feeling like it in the game. So.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, even now that I'm getting absolutely destroyed by Paul here, I'm having the time of my life. You know, it's so fun to think about. So.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for this.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for having me on, and yeah, it was an interesting game to go over.
100%.
Particularly because in the moment I was quite tilted, but yeah, certainly there was actually a lot more to review than.
Yeah, I would have been as well.
Sure. So yeah. But you know, I'm ultimately happy with my result. It's
no, you can't be sad about that one.
Can't complain. I mean, you know, I did play at PT London, but it's my first calling, so it was a nice experience as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, Valencia is great. Something I've realized is the food in Valencia is actually crazy good. It's really nice. So yeah, if you're
nice to hear that.
If you're there, just like visit as many Spanish restaurants as you can. Luckily, Anton, one of the players, well, I actually team killed. He is Spanish, so we got to go to some nice restaurants and things. But yeah, amazing city, and I had a great time at Valencia. So
amazing.